Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Maverick here, continuing my watch of ReZero Season 1 of the Director's Cut. We're on episode 12 now, which should equate to the TV episodes of 22 and 23. So, really nearing the end here. Last episode, we finished off the White Whale, and now the new challenge is on the horizon, literally, with Julius bringing in a band of mercenaries. We can expect some confrontation between him and Subaru, although mostly from Subaru's side, I guess you could say. But who knows, maybe this new and mature and improved Subaru will own up to it and just drop it immediately right here, or they're gonna have to work a little bit to get things going underway, right? And they need to finish that soon because now they should all be heading off to Roswell's domain to fight off the Witch's Cult. Anyways, let's get right into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. I also received some interesting information from some of you guys. What? Really? Yes, I was. Damage to his honor? What? Alright. Eh. Hey, who knows? Maybe those two are going to become best buds in the future. Stranger things have happened. Anyways, as I was talking about before, got rudely interrupted by Julius and his jokes. Um, one of you guys mentioned something very interesting to me, which is that how Roswell basically already predicted a lot of this and already pre-authorized him, well, through Rim anyways, to carry a lot of dealings on his behalf. So, in essence, he was waiting for Subaru to do something useful. Not bad. Not bad at all. Which just goes to show how disappointing he must have been through all the other timelines where Subaru did not do anything. Anyways, I'm glad that I actually, am about to finish this right before Season 2 drops. It's been a real job to get through all these episodes in such a short amount of time. I mean, your captain already decided. Is it gonna be Otto again? Otto in his group? I'm Yuli. Yeah, I got a feeling these two are gonna get along. Alright. Seems like he's taking this much better than I was giving him credit for. Which is a good thing. I think Yuli is a nice guy. Or I mean, Yuli. There we go. See? As long as Julius or Yuli says thanks to him or acknowledges him. I'm not heading him either. Oh. Okay. Well, stranger things have happened, to be honest. Yeah, it's been a while. Don't worry, he's coming. They're certainly quite. I'm still thinking about the first time they met, and where they all bowed to Subaru. Anyways, just a little bit of trivia. His surname Romane Conte. There's actually a winery of that name, a vineyard. Domaine Romanée-Comté, which is like one of the best Burgundy wines in the world. Huh. 6 said archbishops. Huh. He's here to bring you love. Oh. Ooh. Damn. Just like that. Can they really be trapped just by something like that, though? Considering they can, meld into shadows and all that. I'm just waiting until the day that he actually bites his fingers off. It was that easy? That can't be. Right? What? I mean, he didn't really say that he's a knight, right? He's just a swordsmaster. You want to take a look at the gospel, Subaru? Yeah, I feel like this is a little bit too easy. Alright. Burn it. But I mean, I would totally get his worry. I'm also thinking about that as well. Yep. There he is. Oh shit. Yeah. It can melt down to the earth. What? Oh, so he's more like a concept or something like that? Well, you have one on you right now. Oh my god. Such a bunch of weirdos. A spirit? Wouldn't a spirit user be Emilia? Oh. Now they can see the hands. Nice! Nice! Ah, that was awesome. Oh, just shut up already. Damn, that was a nice blow. It's certainly very convincing coming from Wilhelm. Don't try. Just do. Yeah, like I said, I kind of get the feeling that they're probably gonna be great pals coming on. What? Seriously, did what? What? Okay, it's like a vision of some sort. Illusion. What is that spirit thing? Wow. Wait, so he's. Oh, so he's the one who saves Subaru. That's Ram. Oh, they think it's an invasion? Where is Roswell, though? I mean, it's probably true. I mean, it's not her fault, but it's probably true. Yeah. What's more important now is to be safe. We can worry about that later. So you gotta start with the education of the next generation. Oh yeah, about to say something to you. Spirit Night. Are you still calling him a gray cat? Maybe a gray tiger? That is some quite interesting ability. What about Ferris? Oh, all her clothes were. Whoosh. Wow. Yeah, this ability is definitely more of a like some kind of a concept or evil spirit, if you will. Put in. This is seriously one OP. I guess he isn't the Archbishop for nothing. Good one, Subaru. Okay, so he can. What? How? Seriously? What? He got done in by that? Yeah, this is real carnage this time. This is. Yeah. So he seriously considers her to be the witch, eh? I guess he wants nothing more than to be killed by someone who he considers the witch. Sure. Hmm? Oh, he's got possessed? Oh, yeah. Oh, shh. Oh, shit. How does... How does he do it, though? I know I shouldn't laugh right now, but that's just... Anyways. Wait, she seriously killed... Wait, are we going to reset once again? Seriously? What? I think there's a little bit more after the ending here. Oh well, I might as well let it play. Anyways, I'm sorry for actually laughing a little bit at the point there, but the dialogue between Julius and Subaru there just seemed too much like like you know, I, a more cliche confessional type of thing. That's what prompted me a little bit. But damn, seriously, are they going to reset all the way back again? That would totally be morale breaking. Not to mention, like, how exactly does Betelgeus's abilities work, right? I mean, if he can jump to literally anyone, like, what's stopping him from jumping on someone like Ferris or Julius or something like that? Just the fact that they're stronger mentally. There has to be more after this, right? A little bit of teaser of some sorts. Or are we seriously just going to play this to the end? I mean, if we are, I'm gonna look pretty stupid here talking on the way towards the end. If you guys already know, you can just skip to the discussion session. I'm just trying to to do some filler here. I actually think, yeah, I think that's what happened. We're actually just going to go directly to the end. Damn. Okay, I think that's a good decision though. Keep us guessing what's actually going on. Like, holy shit. Stay alive. Alright, see you guys after this. Oh man, the suspense at the end, right? I was fully expecting them to actually go on a little bit more after the ending song, but they chose to just directly play the ending song to the fullest and not give any sort of preview as what's going to happen next episode, right? And I think that's a pretty good choice because I do like the way that they keep the suspense here. So you're feeling the need to quickly and you desperately want to see watch the next episode to see what actually happens, right? And of course, part of that is not only in how they structured this ending here, but also in the context of the entire story as well. I mentioned this before, I think back in episode 5 or 6 or something like that. So typically, with under these kinds of situations, you're never going to fear for the protagonist, right? Obviously, he can't really die. Something is going to happen. But in this case, the threat of him dying is actually really, really true. And we don't know, right? And certainly I think enough twists have been played out so far that it's really hard to tell which direction it's going to go. Is Subaru actually going to be spared the blade from Julius at the last second there, and they're gonna try and figure out another way to combat the situation? Or is he going to just lop his head off, and then we're gonna see Subaru, going back all the way to whichever reset point that it's currently at, and then start over again, right? It's hard to say. Personally, I would still be leaning more towards the former, that Julius averted his blade at the last second, so to try and figure out something else here. But that is based on meta knowledge, right? And I talk about meta knowledge in the context of the next episode being the last one. So I don't really see a situation where they're going to go reset the entire thing literally right there. I mean, if it's the TV anime, I guess there's 2 episodes left, but still, it's hard for me to see a situation where they actually do that. But that might just be the reason why they do it in the end, right? So it's really hard to say. And the suspense there, the entertainment value was just through the roof. I do feel kind of bad for laughing at some of the more the more like that last scene there is sort of like life and death, right? And Subaru's worked so far, and it's entirely possible that all his progress is going to be reset and all that. Sure, it sucks, but still, you can't help but be entertained by the how everything is playing out. And of course, his dialogue of Julius there is also quite amusing to me, right? You can almost see it as two lovers, and being like, hey, there's something, married or something I want to tell you once I get back from this battle, right? And we call it the death flag, if you will. Maybe the guy, maybe John in this context, he wanted to propose to her, have children, have a baby or something after the war, after the battle, but it never happens. So that's why I was kind of amused at that dialogue as well. And then, speaking of Julius, and also, well, actually, speaking of that last scene for Julius and Ferris, I think by the way that it was done, I can also definitely see that it was quite rushed as well. And I'm talking about maybe the interactions between Subaru and Julius, the interactions between Subaru and Ferris, and perhaps many of the other characters as well. And the dialogue there seemed a bit more, emotional from the characters than you would otherwise expect from their current very limited interactions with each other, right? I mean, sure, they consider themselves each other, battle partners, friends, or whatnot, but are they, to the closeness of that? I don't think so yet, especially since we haven't seen any sort of other interactions, off-screen interactions, if we will, which might have been in the light novel. So I can definitely see it as a case. Well, how should I put it? It just gives me a feeling of being rushed. Let's put it that way. So, it's unfortunate, but I guess that's that. And then also back on the subject of Julius, like I'm saying, I seriously think that he might just come out to be one of the best buddies of Subaru in the future, right? That's how these things typically go, right? Sure, they might not see eye to eye with each other on a lot of stuff and whatnot, but they're probably going to, be super bro. I mean, not super bros, but basically a very trusted partner, more dependable than anyone, that kind of situation, gladly trust your back to each other, something of that sort, right? I can definitely see that kind of relationship developing between Subaru and Julius. Who knows, perhaps perhaps Julius might even overcome Reinhardt and be Subaru's best buddy within the Knights, right? It's entirely possible, I gotta say, especially with, and I mean, Julius is a nice guy. We can clearly see that even all the way back when he was beating him up, right? And now he's doing lots of the small things in order to help Subaru and all that. So yeah, 2 thumbs up for me. 2 thumbs up. So, anyways, the current setting, or the current story of this episode, right? We got them fighting against the witches called Betelgeuse, in particular, and we can definitely see him going around and possessing different bodies. I figured that the scene towards the beginning of this episode was a little bit too easy, right? I mean, Subaru was absolutely correct in saying in being very skeptical about the entire situation. I think anybody would be, considering that he's this so dangerous and crazy guy, and suddenly he's just taken out in one attack like that. And what exactly is his ability, right? How is he switching from person to person? Now, originally, while I was looking at the episode, I thought that he actually possessed one of the villagers as well, like some random bystander as well. So I thought that he literally had the ability to just jump from consciousness to consciousness if needed, right? However, I took a quick look at it again, and it seems that he's only jumping to those that are already of the cult. And then, of course, there's that merchant there who might just be one of the members of the cult in disguise, right? So, right now, I'm thinking is that he probably can't just infinitely jump from person to person. Otherwise, that would be kind of OP, right? He can just simply take over some of the more stronger people there, or indeed, maybe even go into hiding just like that, right? And you would never be able to find him. So right now, my thinking is that perhaps he's only able to extend his consciousness into those that have been marked by the witch in some way, right? So one way of looking at it might be those that have received the gospel, right? If we consider all those in the witch's cult to have received or read or touched the gospel before, then it would make sense that Subaru was currently holding the gospel might also become a prime target for his possession skill, right? Or of course you could just say that if they are marked by the witch in some way, which I guess the regular cult members, of course they would be marked by the witch, and then Subaru, he has this innate mark on him already, right? So it's probably not a case where Betelgeuse can just possess anybody, including Varius, Julius, and others, but probably it has a very specific set of conditions, most likely related to something of the witch and her powers, right? Beyond that, we also got Emilia appearing in this episode and finally doing something. It's been a while. Welcome back, Emilia. Um, and I think there is an interesting concept in this episode which no, I totally agree, by the way, which is that Emilia is a strong, independent woman herself, right? And I feel like part of the reconciliation process between Subaru and Emilia would be for Subaru to be able to recognize that, right? Emilia is not just some frail princess that needs to be nurtured and protected at all costs and whatnot, right? She's definitely a capable fighter all on her own as well. And indeed, if she is going to become someone who wants to strive to become the ruler of this country and whatnot, she needs to lead by example as well. And her talents, I don't think lie in merchandising or political intrigue or that kind of stuff. She definitely seems more of a fighter as well, similar to Karush. Although Karush might have better leadership abilities as well. But since Emilia is more of a battler herself, that's what she's going to have to shine in order to really prove her worth to everyone. So in order for Subaru to actually help Emilia, he's also going to have to take a step back and allow Emilia to shine as well. Let her do some of the stuff. Let her take some of the struggles. Sure, she might get hurt and all that, but that's just some of the risk that's associated with this kind of position, right? So I think Subaru definitely needs to realize that. And of course, we got the entire prejudice situation as well. I'm not going to go too much into that, so all I can say is I totally understand what the villagers are thinking and their concerns as well. Obviously, I'm not condoning them to basically hurl insults at Emilia and chase her out of the village and all that. But from another perspective, these are powerless commoners, right? They don't have combat training. They don't have magic training. They can't protect themselves. And it would be very naive to think that none of this would have happened if it wasn't for Emilia's presence here, right? The Witches Cult are definitely only here because Emilia is here. So, yeah, that's, whichever way you look at it, she is still part of the reason why the village is being attacked and why so many are killed. It's definitely not an ideal situation, and the realist of me is going, well, that's just the necessary sacrifice that we're gonna have to make here. But that doesn't mean that I can't emphasize with the villagers' position and how to them it must be so unfair to basically be subject to this kind of treatment and sacrifice through some decision that they really had no say in at all. Right? It was Roswell who decided to endorse Emilia and also carry all the risk that comes with it at the cost of his domain, right? And speaking of which, where is Roswell, right? I mean, Emilia is out here fighting already, and I feel like this is a pretty dicey and a pretty important situation here, right? So Roswell better have a pretty good excuse for not being here. Maybe he's off doing some more important work elsewhere. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but seriously, I am kind of wondering, like, the village is so near to your mansion. Where the hell are you, right? But I expect we'll see the answers to that question maybe in the next episode as well. And also, we can see if this timeline is going to be reset once again, or is Subaru gonna fight off Betelgeuse with his sheer willpower? It could be possible, definitely. Alrighty, that's it for episode 12. Tomorrow we will be watching the last episode before season 2 comes around the day after that. So stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.